What's up, people? Boogie back again with another live stream. I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. It's Monday. Hope you guys got goals and running up the bag and working hard and pursuing your goals. Back again, like I promised you guys, if you were on the live stream yesterday, I did tell you guys that I'll be back today to that I'll be back today for another live stream. Shout out to everybody who was here with me yesterday. I got a couple of videos that I'm going to be going through with you guys. So I hope you're ready because we have a lot to talk about. A couple of videos that I'm going to be going. All right, I was just testing out my audio. You guys can hear me just like the video as you're coming in because we're about to get started. So without further ado, let me cue the first video, and I'll be putting all the links to all the videos that I react to in the description of the video. So let me get started. Let's go, man. Let's cook. Give me 1 second. Let's go. Let's get it. Don't forget to like the video as you're coming in. Support your boy. It means the world to me. So you guys can hear me nice and clear. So let's go. Just like the video as you're coming in. I appreciate your support.
Sport. Romance was invented for men who could not draw women to them with the things that they acquired. Men who are established, powerful, have resources, connections, and these things, women flock to those men. Those men don't have to pursue women. It's the average and below average men who need women to believe in a fairy tale. They need women to believe that they're going to save them from something. Romance was natural to male nature. That's why it's so hard for them to keep up with it. And when they do it, they're doing it to protect their benefit. The benefit is access to you. They're not doing it because they're naturally romantic. They're not. The male nature is survival. It's eat. It's prey on what I need. They become tamed in society, right? Because we can't have men out here just killing and maiming. But romance and loving, that shit is not in male nature.
I'm so confused.
Ladies,
Agreed.
go ahead, Mia.
I'm so confused. So we call it romance, but in ancient times it was called courting, and essentially that was showing the woman and her family that you could provide for her and for future generations. It is perfectly normal and acceptable across every continent, and every culture had courting. So I have no idea why she is applying this weird feminist modernist thing to something that is completely acceptable, that goes back to tribesmen times. Even penguins do it. It is a sign that you are prepared to take on a mate and you are prepared to provide for them. That is courting, aka romance. It's such a weird take for her. I don't quite understand it. Men are perfectly capable of romance, courting, and love. I mean, it's wild work to me.
I think she means romance in like the extra things, like big grand gestures and like, movie like fairy tale things, like the things in movies, dancing in the rain. And
that's what men used to do
that.
200 years ago for women, is they would show the woman in the family. That's literally, this is historical. You can Google this. It's literally historical. That's what men did for women, because it's called courting.
Warriors.
It's not courting. It's not courting.
Speaking from other cultures, I guess.
Yeah.
As long as you provide and you're able to provide for the woman, that's what the courting comes from. Not the flowers, not the dates.
So in Ethiopia, it's not expected tribesmen to provide pigs, cows, goats to the woman's family
That's
to
called
show
dowry.
to court her, and
That
to
is
give
wrong.
that tribesman that they still do to this day.
That's not
No,
romance.
No, that's not romance.
That's dowry.
That's not romance. If you're equating to that, it's
Yeah, that's dowry. That's given to the parents. That's not romance. For me, romance is flowers, taking a woman to a nice dinner date and candles, all the BS that we watch in the movies. And in fact, for me personally, I believe men are more romantic than women. Because remember, women receive the romance, right? No woman is going to buy you flowers and take you to a nice dinner date before you do it first. So she waits for you to invest, and then to make it seem like she's not a gold digger, she may do it maybe once or twice every now and then. But for the most part, women receive romance from men. So men are more romantic, in my opinion.
you want, for example, your father, you want the father to give their daughter to another man that can provide for her. That is the courting.
I mean,
I don't think that the father is going to care, or any in the family is going to care whether or not you're going to take her on a date and get the flowers. I don't think that's what it is. Can you provide for my daughter? Can you protect her? Can you provide for her? Can you give her children? Great. Take her.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That has nothing to do with, do you want to take her on a date? Can you give her flowers every Friday? Can you give her a gift, every birthday gift? No.
You got to put your jacket down over the puddle and let her walk over it.
So that's, I hate,
Niggas
I mean,
ain't doing that right
understand
now.
where you're coming from. I do. And I hate to agree with the woman in the video.
Wow.
How do you hate to agree with the woman in the video?
I hate to agree with it. Because part of me feels like, yes, it is nice to be courted. Is it necessary? No.
I think you be pandering, Carmen, because
Okay, you've been quiet all night. How have you been?
because I came on stream, I was like, I don't feel like being ratchet tonight, but
Just be ratchet.
But
Laura's
myself
ratchet,
so I
darling.
can-
Just be
so I can
ratchet.
hear you. I'm sorry.
no, but I think to what Mia was saying, like, I think there's a difference between showing the family that you're a good addition to that family, and then showing the woman, like, feeding her emotions and making her feel secure with herself in the relationship. We know that women can suffer from low self-esteem and feel insecure over big things and over stupid things as well. But when men go out of their way to do something that's dedicated specifically for your feelings and your emotions, that's kind of like what separates it. So
That way,
Guys, I'm going to tell you right now. Over time, I have learned that you cannot do anything for a woman thinking that you're going to make her like you or feel a certain way about you. What do I mean that by that? You know how she talked about, oh, you're going to make her feel some type of way, make her feel secure. We just watched Aisha Curry disrespect Steph Curry. He's a family man worth more than $200 million. He's a provider. He's good to the woman. He's already saying the nice things about the woman, and it's not enough. And she's talking about, oh, she didn't want to be married. She didn't want to have kids. So I'm telling you guys, if you're trying to do anything for a woman, do it because you're a good person. Don't do it because you're trying to make her feel secure or because you're going to make her like you. Because clearly their feelings change day and night. So today she likes you, tomorrow she doesn't like you. So guys, stop doing things to make women like you. Do it because you're a good person or because that's what you want to do. Don't do it because she's going to like you more. Because clearly their feelings change every single day.
to show you how much he loves you, isn't that a way? If he cares for you, protects you, does everything in his power to make sure that you're good, isn't that a way of showing
some
that
people
he loves you, that he cares for you, even though he doesn't verbally say it?
Yeah, I think that goes
That's
into
the way.
like how we grow up. Like sometimes you'll hear, well, my dad never said that he loved us, or he never did anything fun with us. But then you'll have your family say, well, he pays the bills, he put food on the table. That's the way he shows that he cares. But I think when it comes to women, they're more so in tune with their emotions and their feelings, but men are about like the business and about the providing. But what keeps the women in the relationship, it's like bringing home flowers you stole out of the neighbor's yard to bring to me and say, hey, beautiful. It's something that goes a long way. But to me, it's like, that's so stupid. Like, why do you do that? Because that's just the way we as women operate. And we can't lie and say that if we get our hair done and they don't say nothing, that's like, what's wrong with you? Or if you walk by us in the kitchen and don't smack our butt, I think we beefing. You know what I mean? So it's like, go out of your way, in a sense, to do little things to show that you still want us and that you need us, you know, and that we're still something. Because
so pretty much she's saying, if you pay the bills and you protect her and she doesn't have to work, if you don't bring a flower, it's not enough. You don't like her. How does that make sense in her head? Which shows you it's never enough. I just gave you guys an example of Steph Curry. Aisha Curry is complaining, oh, I never wanted to be married. Oh, I never wanted this. But it's like the man is the type of man every woman says they want. But she just said right now, if you pay all the bills, if you provide and protect, it's not enough unless you buy her a flower and you tell her how beautiful it is because of her emotions. Which emotions are going to change when she wakes up? Guys, I'm telling you, don't do it. Do what you can as a man, but don't do things because a woman is going to like you. Don't do things because if you don't do it, she's going to leave you. Do what you can do as a man, provide, protect. If that's not enough, nothing is ever going to be enough. Because I'm telling you right now, if you bring her the flower, but then you don't pay rent, that's going to be an issue.
I think if you show
the beans, but
I just think that if your action shows that you want me around, because obviously I don't need to hear it, but
yes, you do.
If you show it,
if your husband went a whole month and didn't utter the words "I love you, babe" or "I love you, Carmen," whatever little pet name he gave you, if he went there a whole month without saying that, you would be in the bed or brush your teeth, being like, "This motherfucker ain't saying he loved me all month." Like,
is he paying bills?
Be like, "Oh, well, no," because he's showing me no.
He pays the bills. Yes.
No, I don't.
I think we're conflating.
But
I think you're conflating.
I don't. I know. I mean, okay, y'all asking me a question, I'm answering, and if y'all feel to believe it, then believe it. If not, I count as actions. So his actions. My point, believe it or not, that's fine. But you're asking me a question, and my answer is no.
I receive it. I receive it as a lie. That's okay, girl. That's
Carmen. Carmen, he'd be like, "Hey, you want something from the store?
Yeah,
that's love, ain't it?"
No, you need to say, "I love you," because if you think about it, with the like,
I love you.
You could be gone.
Romance.
No, Joshua. No, Joshua. To answer your question, is he wouldn't ask me, "Do you want something from the store?" He will already bring it.
Hey, Carmen, do you feel like that's a man thing, or was it a woman and man thing you're saying, or is it just women you're saying that's referring
to? With the actions of love?
Right. You think that's more, do you think women need more actions than words or vice versa with men? Because I feel like men need to hear every now and then from their women that I am proud of you. And you're doing a really good job.
That doesn't have any gender. I don't.
Because men provide, so they need.
If you need verbal affirmation from me,
I'm proud of
you. That I'm proud of you.
You get a promotion at your job, or you making mad money. You saying that you wouldn't
to put it in bigger to speak life into you. No, I'm not here to be your motivational.
That's modern men.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm not here to be a motivational speaker. Do what you do. And through your actions, you show me how much I love you and how much he loves me. So I don't think that has a gender. So how do you?
So you're telling me your man? She's basically saying the man is gonna pay the bills, and that's how he shows that he loves her. But she can't even say thank you. She can't say I'm proud of you. Keep going. husband, I love you. She can't even say that because what's she doing in return? What? Cooking and cleaning? Let's switch the roles and see how easy it is to pay bills. Wow.
Show your husband you appreciate him for all that he does.
Well, before you answer that, you don't have to answer that. All right.
I can answer it.
Know. I want to make sure I help y'all to understand that you guys do not have to bring your personal situation into it. If y'all choose to do that,
We're
then
gonna
that's on
judge.
you, but y'all do not have to bring your personal situation into these conversations. Just letting y'all know.
Because we're gonna judge.
No, I show my husband that I love him every day because I'm here. I do things for him
Okay.
all the time. So that's how I show him that I love him. Do I tell him that I love him? Yes, that's my choice. He doesn't need to hear it from me every single day. He don't need to hear it.
Okay.
I love you.
I kind of agree with
You're
that.
a great man. I'm proud of you. He don't need to hear me say that every single day.
Of course,
Well,
you
I
don't
just feel
need
too
to
bad.
have a question.
He knows that I love him. He knows that he does great things for me. So no, the answer is no.
Like, you don't need to
But why
exasperate it.
y'all conflating I love you with romance?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's part of
What was your position, Aaliyah?
No, I'm just saying, like, I love you is like bare minimum. Like, that's not romance. Like, when I think romance, I'm thinking like grand gestures, or I'm thinking about like not even grand. It could be small gestures, but like things that you're doing to go out of your way to, like, you know, like things that you wouldn't necessarily have to do, but you want to do to make me feel nice or make me feel better, or like
it's that because
like saying
when
I love
do
you
it,
is
he
like
knows
bare
it.
minimum.
So the actions show more than words. And somebody had a question for me. Yes,
I do.
Mercedes, you had a question for me.
Yes. Do you think that a man can do all those things, like provide and take care of you, the home, you know, and the kids and everything, and still not really want you or desire you?
No.
Or be
in love with you still?
Yeah, in love and
No.
attracted, you know, like really want you for real.
That's a question for
No man. Because men, the same way women like to preserve their bodies and sex and shit like that, I believe the way men are really tied to their money and their time. So if a man goes out of his way to spend money on a woman, if a man goes out of his way to provide, to spend the hard-earned money, because you got to think about it, right? If a man earns like $30 an hour, but he's going to spend 10 hours with this woman, that's 10 hours times 30. I'm not saying she doesn't work too, but I'm just saying because majority of the time a man spends with a woman, he's going to have to pay. Like no man and woman spend 10 hours together doing nothing, even if it's 4 hours. If they're home, it's going to be Netflix. He probably pays for a subscription. They're probably going to order some food, some wine. That's paying. If they're going to be out, that's even more. So if a man is willing to pay money for a woman, he likes her to some extent.
Or do you ask a man?
You're asking me if he does those things out of obligation as opposed to.
Hold on, let me hear her.
You're asking me if a man does all of these things out of obligation as opposed to just want me.
No, I'm asking you, do you believe all of that can exist in this at the same time? A man can do all of those things and make sure a home is good, but still not want you?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Because out of obligation, sure. But even that makes you think you're not just some afterthought because he's even providing and protecting because you're not just an afterthought. Like I don't believe a man does that just out of anybody. So even if he does do it out of obligation,
no, but
feeling attached to it.
Well, I guess more of he definitely not going to do that just for anybody. But I'm speaking more, I guess, more of a situation where you guys are already together. You know, you've already been together for a while. Do you feel like, you know, the man falling out of love and, you know, not really attracted to you and all those things, but still taking care of home? That's existing.
No, unless the kids involved.
I do believe it. Looks fade. Not everything is going to be great. So yes, if he's still willing to take care of you, that is a form of love.
Yeah,
I do.
Unless
the lady that was on the video,
they got kids.
In my opinion, she's absolutely right. She is 100% right, and it's a poor man's sport. most guys don't even believe in Valentine's Day or Sweetest Day. Sweetest Day is a made-up fucking holiday.
I never heard of it.
Sweetness Day?
Yeah, exactly. You ain't never heard of Sweetest Day. That's some shit. It's only in certain regions.
Sweetness or sweetest?
Sweetest Day.
What day is that? I never heard of that.
Yeah, that's the day when women do for men.
Oh, like the.
Oh, that's why we ain't never heard of it. Y'all don't do shit.
No, I mean it ain't even a day that women do for men. It's just like it's like Valentine's Day extra.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, like honestly, I think that the lady is absolutely right. That it is a poor man's sport. All of that extra gestures and shit like that in order to keep a woman's affinity for you or to try to woo her.
Yeah.
When I see guys that be doing this, buying flowers on the first date and shit, I'm like, no, dog, you don't want to do that. I do. I think that it's supporting.
What? Anton, can I ask you something?
I think that guys that try to be overly romantic.
So you mean inside of the relationship as well?
So you can't bring flowers the first date?
Hell no, I wouldn't do. No.
Anytime.
If you bring flowers the first date, you a simp.
Why am I doing what?
Flowers the first date,
I'm bringing flaming hot Cheetos, bitch. This is what.
For boys to do that when they're in school, when they have homecoming and prom, you say you better bring that girl a corsage. If you don't,
So when is it appropriate to bring flowers?
I don't expect.
They think you a simp if you bring flowers on the first date.
No.
Because they think all women are whores.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
They're gonna waste your
I
time.
don't care.
That is true.
I don't care what another man does. I'm just telling you that it's not gonna change nothing, dog.
It doesn't. Facts.
It doesn't change a fucking thing. Not one thing, bro. So y'all can go and keep doing this stuff. Men that are busy is the thing that women want. Women want men that are productive and fucking busy.
No buying flowers.
Men that are building shit, making shit, taking care of shit. She want to jump into. She want to be a part of that. So yes, it is a poor man's sport. It is something that guys that got a lot of time on their hands do. Even guys in yesteryear. Do you know that guys in yesteryear, they didn't even know their wife's birthday? Their assistant's job was to remember their wife's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Guys of significance that had resources, their assistant would take care of that type of stuff. They wouldn't do that shit.
Nigga, I'd be forgetting my birthday.
Example, though. Remember,
Men like that got left too.
So,
men like that also get
no,
left
they
as
didn't.
well.
They didn't get left.
Oh.
And even if they did, they upgraded. Most of the time, they didn't get left. They had upgrades in the wings.
I'm so irritated about this question. Y'all acting like y'all didn't just give it up for anybody. Some of y'all have kids and they didn't do shit.
What you talking about?
Kids and what?
What you talking about?
No, I'm saying like y'all acting like it's so irritating because y'all acting like you wanted men who make this big grand gestures, but a lot of times, a lot of you women gave away and have kids by dudes that never did anything for you.
Yeah,
never did this grand romantic gesture.
So, that's true. And as a man, once you learn that the woman who's telling you to pay for a $500 dinner date and who's asking you to buy flowers, her exes, her baby daddy didn't do that shit. Like once that clicks your mind as a man, you're like, oh my God, this is unfair. But as men, sometimes you see the big old booty, you see the titties, you're like, you know what? I guess I would just bring the flowers. But the moment you realize as a man that she didn't ask all her baby daddies to do all the shit she's making you do, you're like, okay, you don't like me. Because when a woman likes you, I'm telling you, she will be the first one to say, Boogie, don't spend. You know that this place is so expensive. I know a cheaper place. The woman will be the first person. When a woman likes you, she'll be the first person to be like, I know a place that's cheaper. Let's go over there. Or she'll be the first person to be like, no, you got dinner. I got the ice cream. I got the dessert. That's the type of woman who likes you. But when she comes up front talking about, oh, buy me flowers, oh, a real man will do ABCD. Yeah, it's not real. What's up, Miss Mariam?
Hey, Carmen, I was I was a simp. I was doing that for these whores. Shit was bad.
How do you? I thought you was an F boy in the streets. I'm confused.
I was terrible. No,
Was you a simp or F boy? Which one?
I was an F boy to my baby mama, but I was out there. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. I was out there loving.
My point with the statement is y'all don't require all of this grand
No,
gesture.
I tell guys all the time that rules is only for guys that she don't necessarily care for.
That y'all don't like. Exactly.
And ain't no rules for the guys that she like. So,
Ain't no rules.
Facts.
So yes, it is. It's 100%.
There are a lot of undeserving women that have the same expectation that other women that probably don't have the same background or experience, sexual experience they do, but that's because they see that those women can get those things. So I think that there are women that don't have that type of past or lifestyle that still have those expectations. So I think that's probably what the conversation is speaking to. Like even women that do deserve those things, it's like
don't no woman deserve nothing.
That's what I'm about to say. Who deserves?
No, you don't believe that.
Who deserves?
There is no woman that deserve. You don't deserve. Nobody deserves.
Yeah, nobody
anything.
deserves.
No man
shit.
or woman. You get what you earn. I don't think that anybody deserves anything.
I agree.
Anton, do you deserve what you earn?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
you earned
the
it.
whole idea is that you get what you earn.
So you still deserve
So I
something.
think that deserve is a very dangerous word because people affirm themselves and women affirm other women that say you deserve this, you deserve
You
that.
deserve a good man, Savannah.
I don't think like you work for what you get and you earn what it is that you get. I don't think that, or you have grace. You've been blessed. But I don't think that anybody deserves anything. You get what you earn.
Deserves breeds entitlement. So it makes women feel like that's what we're supposed to get.
Yeah, but the issue is some guys do it. And I've said it before. As a man, if you're 30 plus, the chances are you're going to meet a woman who has dated a tall guy, who has dated a rich guy, short guy, broke guy. So chances are, as a man, you're going to meet all these women who have dated all types of men. So chances are she has dated a guy who's rich, who was spending money on her. You know, he didn't care. So for her, she thinks she deserves that kind of treatment, even if she didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very hard for a man dating out here right now because all the women feel entitled. Maybe not all, but I would say 99%, because 99% of women, if she's good looking, or at least a 5 or 6, she has met a guy who was willing to spend money on her. So if you come and you're like, I'm not willing to take you on an expensive dinner date, she's going to ghost you.
Yeah.
So I don't. And again, I think that when I see guys pandering and it's just so disgusting to me. And I'm never going to stop them from doing it because, you know, you need a John. You ain't going to have a trick unless you got a John, right?
I mean, they deserve it.
Isn't the John the trick?
No, yeah. No. Yeah, you're right. The John is the trick, but I don't want to use the whole analogy. I'm trying to stay away from that. So I'm trying to.
Horse.
I don't. No, I'm trying to be nicer. I'm cleaning up my act going into a million subscribers because I got new advertisers coming, new sponsors coming.
Oh.
But the point is that I'm making is that
Yawn.
I'm gonna still say certain things. But the point that I'm making is just
Bessie.
Yes, I think that guys that are the jesters and all of that shit, I think that that's a woman thing, man.
It's for the woman.
But women are not
No,
romantics.
It's because that's what dudes, they give in to what women want. That's not necessarily something that's inherently in us. We just want to build, like, even when women say dumb shit like emotionally intelligent and all of that other shit, when they say that
emotions.
Love means different things for men and women, and men showing you said yourself, men show they love by being able to pay the bills and turn on the light switch and shit. That is how they love. They don't have to necessarily lean into romanticism in order to show somebody that they love them.
But that's how women operate. That's how they think. That's why I think the small gestures aren't a big thing because it's not at your expense. You know, you're not going
It is
sacrifice.
that makes sense.
No, it
Yes,
isn't,
it is.
because you
It
should
is.
want to do something that makes your wife smile and feel good about herself if it's something
I
small.
already
Like
paid
I
the
do. Did you see the kind of Carter she got?
that's what I was just saying. Like, well, you can do stuff like that, but for the average man, you don't have to, go out and buy like this diamond necklace that you really can't afford. But if you'll like go to Sephora and get like her favorite concealer,
Hell no. Go to who?
No, so you don't think
You think I'm ever wait. You think
that's
that,
an
you think that
example.
men wait. You think that men should go to Sephora and buy chicks?
Oh, no, it's just an example. Let me give you a better one. Hey, I started my cycle, come bring me my tampons or come bring me my favorite meals.
What?
I get the money when I'm on. What you
I don't know. He couldn't take it. He ran away. She said her man should bring her tampons just because she started a cycle to show romance, to show that he loves. Yo, Mrs. Mariam, is this true? You want your man to bring your tampons because you started your cycle? Oh my God. You see? As men, like this is not, it's never enough. So you're telling me paying your bills is not enough. Now to show that I love you, I have to bring your tampons. Oh my God. Anton Daniels ran off.
turn your camera off for? It's the small from it's something specifically for you to say, hey, I'm thinking about you this way.
What the hell did I do? Guys, can you guys hear me? I don't know what happened to my screen. It just ran off, but I'm back. All right, I think I'm back. All right, let me go to the next video. Just put a one in the chat. Okay. Yeah, I think I almost ended the stream. I pressed some. All right, let me just go to the next video. I pressed something. I don't know what the. All right, but we're back. We're here. We're cooking. All right, let's go to the next video. Oh my God, I almost went out. Okay. Next video. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Metreon. Metreon, I've never seen you in here. As always, showing support. Miss Maria, Mrs. Plum. All right, let's go to the next video. Give me 1 second. I don't know if it was my internet or something, but we're back in here. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
man. Listen, let me get to this first topic, man. Is the dating market more favorable for men or women? What's your thoughts?
Women.
I feel like it's for men.
Explain. Let me hear this.
I feel like y'all just get it too easy, like,
How?
and then y'all move on too quick. It's just like
Yeah, what do we get too easy?
sex, like
What?
easy.
So women is easy nowadays. What you saying?
I mean, nah, I'm not saying it's easy, but y'all lie a lot
Got him.
to get what y'all want. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, now how you gonna use the Players Club line on us? That's what That's what they said on the Players
Y'all
Club.
do lie.
Okay.
We do a lot. They ain't got a lot these days. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know what
I
word
feel like
I'm
it's
living
easier
in.
for women
Yes.
because women are favorable, we're attractive. I
You
don't feel
get
like
approached.
if women had a choice to date women, they would instead of dating a man.
Women do got that choice. Though.
It is, but it's not the majority. Like a
Y'all
woman.
really don't want to date women. Cause when y'all date, if y'all date other women, y'all gonna have to share them bills. And
Yeah.
y'all won't be dating men, so y'all don't have to
First of
share
all,
the bills. Like,
women don't even want to be friends with women. Y'all talking
No,
about dating women?
I feel like it's easier for women. We look better, you know.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Guys are just like,
Honestly,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's not fair for either of us at this like point in time, because I just feel like
Not true.
men's worth is dependent upon like how much money they have, and then like men are looking towards women on like their physical bodies and like if they got the BBL, how their face looking, their maintenance level. So it's like we're all competing with each other, and I feel like it's not really like it's not a level playing field. Like, what are we getting out of it at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not level playing field for men. We gotta fucking court y'all, get y'all attention, show that we spending money. Like,
But y'all do that, and then y'all go to the next girl the next day.
you know why? Because y'all only showing that y'all worth pussy most of the time. So
damn,
that's
that's crazy. I know
It's not. It's not. If a
even
nigga
true.
only fuck you and disappear, and you see him with the next girl. That's what he's literally telling you. You was only worth the pussy, and the pussy must not been hitting because the nigga went splitting. The nigga was
John wanted King's bombs. We didn't do that in a minute. John wanted King's bombs today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's crazy. Yo, Ace, man, what you think, man?
Who's it more favorite?
It's definitely easier for women because they get approached. Just by that alone, it makes it 10 times easier. Can you imagine a woman is approached from the time she's in high school all the way to I don't know, until maybe the day she dies? As long as she's available and she's around men are going to approach her. So they have it way easier. That's why I always tell guys that if you meet a woman who's 30 years plus, chances are she has already met a good man and she passed him over. And, you know, I learned that from Anton Daniels. He said that most women have passed on the husband they're supposed to have because they get approached so many times. If she cannot pick out of the 100, maybe 200, maybe 300 guys who have approached her from the one time she was 18 to the time she's 45, then you don't stand a chance. Like there's nothing you're going to do for her that people in the back in the day, the guys who approached her back in the day didn't do for her. And I want to show support to Matreon. Shout out to Matreon for the $5 super chat. Yeah, I'm gonna use that $5 to get a better internet connection, Matreon. Shout out to you, bro. And hopefully I'll be back to Fadi's show very soon.
Yeah, I think it's more favorable for men because I mean they not because of what y'all said though. So I don't know why y'all not even ahead. It's because like that's because what she said. Like women just made it easier for us to get access because they want to be sexually liberated and throw it out there. You know what I mean? So we just taking it. Know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Take it like that. Okay.
Keep throwing it.
What, is that for like successful relationship or you just?
Oh, you talking about favorable
Just
for
dating,
dating, right?
dating market, I guess.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I mean, I guess if that's your only person to get access to women, but I think that comes at a cost. You know what I mean? Because we got to court them. Like, hey, we ain't just going up to you like, yeah, let me fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pay.
No, actually, I've had a few people just be like, let's fuck. Or let me eat your pussy. And I'm like, what?
Did you do it?
No.
Oh, okay. What kind of what was it? Was it what? Or was it what?
I heard women say, I ain't turning down no head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but I mean, for the most part, like, every guy ain't got it like that where they can just walk up to a woman and you have to court them to some extent. And courting and dating is expensive. They said the average date for a man is like $135. Like that's for one woman. So now if you out here dating multiple women, you know what I mean? You have to invest more money. You have to invest more time. And she might not even, you can do all of that and she not even fuck with you because she got the next option or whatever the case is. So I believe that is more favorable for women only because they have more access to options. They don't have to spend no money on men. They're getting chased. They're getting pursued. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it is an advantage for y'all. I believe it was you on your podcast. I think you said something about you like dating because you like going on multiple dates every week. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get the experience of going to different restaurants, getting the photo ops, different experiences.
It's very true. I like going on fun dates.
I do like going on fun dates. I get the full experience. But I feel like that's what I deserve. That's like my word. You know what I'm saying?
You deserve? So when he feel like he deserves the pussy, I mean...
But he has to work for it. So like if we're not going on multiple dates.
So what are you working for to get these dates? What are you putting?
I'm just showing up, you know, getting dressed, doing my hair, doing my makeup. Like money goes into like the upkeep of like trying to preserve how I look. You know what I'm saying?
But you was doing that regardless if you was going on a date or
not necessarily because I could have an off week. No, I could have an off week, right? And there's some guy hits me. I was like, oh, I'm gonna take you on a date. Okay, now I have to go to the salon. I gotta do all these other things just to look presentable to show up.
Outfit, right?
So because he sped up the process of you doing it, because you was gonna do it regardless. So that's what you're saying?
You wouldn't be acting like they be looking like cave women if it wasn't for men. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Who asked y'all to do all this shit? Like, yo, we be fighting.
But I feel like there's an expectation to show. You can't show up in like leggings and like with your hair tied up. You have to look presentable.
If you're that type of girl.
Right.
I know girls that will show up in leggings.
I'm about to say, like girls don't show up on dates.
Well, we don't.
Yeah, so I think just because of what you said, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it is an advantage for women because they don't have to. They're not expected to show up and provide more. Men are expected to do more. Women are really expected to kind of do less when it comes to the dating market. Y'all don't have to do much besides look pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I try to give them less.
Show up and listen to you talk about your job and all these other things that are going on in your life. Like
you don't give a fuck about.
My attention is like, you know.
So we paying for your attention?
Yeah,
his attention. That's like, equal.
Me showing up and having to listen to like all the things and the questions you have for me is just like it's a lot. It's overwhelming. Or telling me about your baby mama for an hour. Like, come on.
That doesn't sound like you're going on this date to even build something. It just sounds like you're going for the free meal. You're going for the free meals, the free pics, and then you out.
It's a problem listening about his baby mom.
On the first date, somebody did that to me, and I was like, no, that's too much.
Is that the majority when you go out with most men? Like, majority of the men just talking about baby moms? Or?
No, but that was my last date. Okay, and that like left like a weird memory.
Why is he talking about?
He's just like, I got 2 baby mamas, and he was like basically putting on the table.
You wasn't serious to begin with.
I was just meeting up with him of like friendly interaction for some tacos.
Friendly interaction.
And it was given 2 baby mamas and take it or leave it.
So
and I'm like,
you cool with dating men with kids?
That's a good question. I feel like right now, no.
So
right now, no.
So you're not cool with dating men with kids?
She went for the free food, and this is why men don't want to date anymore. Because she's literally saying she goes on dates every week for the sake of it. She wants you to pay for the date, entertain her with conversation, and she's just showing up. That's all she's doing. She's not even there to get to know you, because I thought people go on dates to have a conversation. And then when men decide that, hey, let's do coffee dates, and then they're going to call the man broke. They're going to call the man sassy. They're going to call the man cheap. It's like, you're here. She said it. She went for tacos. Like, that's crazy. And, she's a good-looking woman. So I get why, men will continue approaching her. But they're telling you that they are really going for free food, man. So tell me why a sane man with logic will keep dating. Because as a man, you don't know what the woman wants. You know what you want, but you don't know what she wants from you.
She didn't go. She knew what it was.
I found out after I ate the taco how many kids he has. So And
How
then
many?
yeah, two.
That's
With
a
two
lot.
big moms.
So
Yeah,
you didn't care to find that out.
Oh, what's up, my brother? Ilkan Ali, man. Yo, I wanted to come to the show yesterday. I did, but I wasn't able. I was watching you guys from the comments. You guys know Ilkan Ali. You've seen him on my channel like 1,000 times. All right. Shout out to my brother. You guys need to go to if you've seen me on the panel for the Untouchables, then you definitely know about Ilkan Ali. I always tag him in the videos when I react to him cooking these women. Man, I just wanted to recognize Mr. Ilkan Ali, my brother. Ilkan, oh my God, I can't make it this. Dang it, I wanted to be on the show yesterday, but I couldn't. Well, I was watching, but I was waiting for you to drop the link, but I couldn't make it. But anyway, shout out to Ilkan Ali. You guys go subscribe to the channel, Untouchables. Ladies first, every Sunday, especially. That's the show most people like. All right, let's go.
That's a
Well,
red flag.
he was the one that DM'd me and was like, just come to this location at this time. I pulled up.
What the fuck?
He slid in the DM and dropped the
All right,
location.
look, see now.
A
All
restaurant.
I gotta do is slide in the DM and drop
your pen. Like, yeah.
This is why
You see
men,
why I said it's easy?
No,
But I
but look,
said
this is
men,
why men
though,
believe that pussy is on the table. You get what I'm saying? Because this man ain't have to do nothing to earn your trust, your respect.
That was your first
anything.
conversation?
That was my
Oh,
first
God,
time.
girl, you dangerous.
That was it was in
What
a
made you
public
trust it?
setting. I was just going to dinner.
Don't do that no more.
How is that wrong? I
You don't know this man. What do you
I can't meet up with somebody for a taco.
Hell no.
For a taco? What?
That could be your last taco.
It's not like I was going nowhere with him. I was just eating a
You
taco.
don't know where you was going. He could have
Was
put something
using
in your
him.
drink, in your food. You
Yo,
don't know
for real,
what this
don't
man
even-
intentions
You
is.
you out.
Okay, I didn't even think about it like
You
that,
have to.
but you're right.
This- this-
Yeah,
There's a
I'm
lot of creeps out here.
Yeah.
You right.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm glad you made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was able to be here on the show, like, I mean, so shit, damn. But again,
I mean, she just proved why men have stopped dating. I'm telling you. If she's not going for a coffee date, guys, don't do it. I'm telling you right now. Now, if you got money like that, then do what you gotta do. But I'm telling you, once you sit down and do the math of how many dates you've been on and the girls ghosted you, and do from the time you started dating till now, you could have invested that money in something different, because it's getting worse. It's not like the women are saying, oh, we're tired of using men for free food. Oh, we really want, because this same woman in 10 years time is going to be talking about, where did the good men go? I want something serious. These men don't want to commit. But guess what? She's going to forget all the men she used for free food dinner days, for the free tacos. She's just, it's funny how they talk about, oh, it's just free tacos. But then if you switch the roles and you tell her, okay, you pay for the tacos, I'm just here. Pay for the tacos, let's have a good conversation. And do that for the next 10 guys you're going to date with. She's going to be like, no, I'm a woman. I deserve everything. No man is going to be used one time and he keeps going. I mean, I'm lying. Most guys keep getting used so many times and keep doing it. But at some point, men are going to learn. And women are going to be complaining. I mean, they already complain that men don't want to date anymore. But it's tough out here in these dating streets. All right, let's go to Anton Daniels. So, all right, next video. What's up, Ilkan Ali? Okay. All right.
Time to point.
Let's go.
I'm trying to make is it's easy to say what you wouldn't do until you've been prompted and positioned to say that, right? So what I'm saying to Pink Pill is that it's easy to say you would not put up with a man who is cheating on you if he had $1 billion in the bank versus a man who only had $25,000 in the bank. It's easy to say what you wouldn't do until you had that man in front of you
Okay, I'm engaged to a guy who's got $5 million in the bank. And I'll tell you what, if he said to me, you know, I'm providing for you, I've got this lovely house for you, I pay all the bills, I should be able to cheat, I would say goodbye.
He's not, but he might not come out and say that to you. You might find out through the grapevine that he's
and I'll say goodbye too.
You leaving?
I'm leaving.
I think that's the issue. They all say
But you're not gonna make me ugly and miserable. If I could get him, I can get another. I'm gonna be
okay,
52
but then you
years
get
old.
another who's
I'm a pretty cute girl. I can find somebody
and
else.
he's still gonna cheat on you too. You cool with that?
Wait, you said you're gonna be how old?
I'm gonna be 52 in July.
Oh, you don't even look 52.
Girl.
What?
Thank you.
You look good.
That's probably
In your
makeup,
30s.
but she looks good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But it's something I'm too old for this. Like you guys, you get older and you're just like, nah, no. Life is too short to be miserable and have money. Just trust me, I know. Just no, it's not. You're not gonna make me ugly. You're not gonna make me ugly, stressing me out.
You know, Pink Pill, you
no
are.
one can make you ugly, girl.
If you were anybody else, Anton would have said, well, you already hit the wall, so it don't matter. But to be honest, I don't.
Probably.
You said that before in the past. You say we will play with.
No, you know what it is. I meet energy with energy, right? So if somebody disagrees with me, but they have a different type of sentiment of how they communicate it, and you can say anything to anybody if you say it the right way. And what women's superpower is their femininity. So when you in particular get extra masculine and extra power you get, it comes off. No,
masculine. I've never called you out your name like you called me out of mine, but okay.
What?
Yes. You got nasty.
Anyways, like I said,
she can get really, masculine. If you guys have been on this, have watched this panel before, she can get really masculine. She's actually trying to be nice. I think the nicest women on this panel, at least that I know, usually Q is the host, so she doesn't talk a lot. But Mercedes is pretty feminine, and I think Nikki, but Jess and this lady down here, they really go in sometimes.
When women step outside of their mask, step outside of their femininity, and they move differently, they get a different response. You can say anything. Women can say anything to anybody if they frame it right. And so I don't have to agree 100% with what you say, but at the same time, I'm gonna meet you most of the time with whatever it is that you present to me. And I don't want to live in an echo chamber. I say that every single day. I don't want to live in a space where people can't be authentically themselves, but how you communicate it is often at times the energy that you receive back, and especially for a woman.
Yeah, a woman's
I
power
don't think
is
it's ever been the way that they deliver. I think when you used to say, if you are a certain age and are past a certain age, you trying to have certain standards is ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you the perfect example. I've known Q for years.
Yes.
Me and Q have made a lot of fucking money together. Me and Q have disagreed on a whole lot of stuff, both in person and off camera. Me and Q has never, ever, not one time in all of the years that I've known her, have ever got into an argument. Not one.
That's rare.
We have never got into an argument. You know why? Because Q handles me according to how she wants to be treated. She communicates with me a certain way. She looks and pays attention to my sentiment. She talks to me at certain times when she knows it's best to talk. She moves around me accordingly. And so as a result, Q can get anything she wants. There is nothing that Q can ask me for that she would not get. If Q said, Anton, I want a new car right now, she would have it tomorrow.
I got a daddy.
I'm telling you.
Q said, I got a daddy. That's crazy. Metrin, you're right. They respect. I don't even know. Metrin, I was gonna agree with you, but no. After what we're seeing, Aisha Curry doing to Steph Curry, I don't think they respect money. You know, at some point when once they know they can take your money, they stop respecting it. Now, if they know they can't take all of it, then they respect you. But if they know they can take you for half, then they don't respect the money anymore. Whether you make $10 billion, whether you make 10,000, it doesn't matter. So I disagree. They don't respect money.
The truth. Because Q is so dope. Q don't. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this too. Q has never asked me for a dime, not one dime in our entire existence. She has never asked me for a dime, but I'm gonna always make sure that she's taken care of, and there's a reason for that. Is because she moves a certain way with me, and she stays in her frame and she stays in her femininity, which ultimately is the thing that pays off every single time. But when women don't know how to move, y'all need some fucking classes, honest to God. Most of y'all, 80% of y'all need classes on how to move around men, and you would get the results that you want.
Fact.
Y'all would be fucking married. Y'all would have all of the money. Y'all would have all of the opportunity. You wouldn't have to work if you didn't want to, but you would work because you wanted to. You could get everything that y'all want, but for whatever reason, y'all just can't step outside of that shit. And y'all just let the devil just take y'all over. I don't get that shit.
And I just want to say all that applies to women who are what? Just so that I understand.
It applies to all women. All women.
Now, all women are kind of being kind of gross. I mean, I've just been noticing all women have been, so, like, I don't know what it is. Social media, they've been kind of gross, and it's not.
They're classless. They're classless. They're masculine. They're tacky. They're uneducated. They have no morals. They're
independent.
Don't stand on anything.
I'll do you one better.
I mean, it's been encouraged for years. Nobody said nothing.
I'll do you one better. And there's people in the chat that work with me. There's people in the chat that work for me. All of that. Every woman that has ever got anything out of me has never even asked for it. I just am generous because I just want to see them win. Not one woman is in the chat or anybody that Molly will tell you.
I think it's bad taste for a woman to ask a married man for any materialistic.
You're missing it. We're not even talking about a relationship.
Yeah, I know that, but
I'm talking about. I preface it by saying all of the women that has worked with me and all of the women that work.
I know.
With.
I'm just saying out of respect, like, because when you say ask me for stuff, just like you mentioned before, I'm thinking don't ask a man with the family to buy you anything. That's what I'm saying. Out of respect, I would assume that the women that you keep in company would not ask you.
You must don't know my wife. Rita will tell Q or tell any of them, hey, you better get this out. Anton doing this, girl, don't pick up that. See, that's the thing. You understand is that all of these women are also really cool with my wife too.
Mm-hmm. I would assume
that's dope. That's dope. That way he cannot cheat. That's a good way of not cheating. Making sure he's never gonna cheat. Obviously, I don't know his personal life, but if the wife is friends with all these women, then clearly it's kind of impossible for him to cheat.
Yeah, I think he's speaking towards the fact that, like you said, women who do operate in their femininity, that is our superpower. That is our superpower. Like when some women say, "Oh, I can be feminine for the right person," I just don't understand that because I can't turn my femininity off.
Mercedes about to get a 10-day contract in a minute right now.
Can't articulate themselves, I believe, say things like
Mercedes about to get a 10-day.
A
10-day contract. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. She ain't said but 17 words. She about to get a 10-day contract.
I know. I'm ready to say.
Hey, but while we're here, I want to give a big shout out to the chat. If y'all are in the chat, make sure y'all hit that like button on the stream and show some love to everybody on the panel.
You guys know I react to these videos in real time. So if you see that they're not talking about the real dating topic, just know I'm watching it in real time with you guys. So I didn't know they're going to get so personal in this video, which means I have to play the next video for you guys. So I'll get the next video up and let's do that.
think that still goes back to speaking to personal experiences and what people have gone through or seen in their life. That's just like saying that if somebody saw their mother deal with a man that cheated on them all the time, but they've been in a 25, 30-year relationship, that's how they view a good relationship. That's how they view a commitment. That's how they view long term. And so we can't dictate how people perceive their own emotions and how they, how they react to them. And my last point on this before Trust speaks is, we are talking about getting married at a young age, and we're talking about statistics, and we're talking about data. So I did the due diligence to go and look up on NIH.gov the statistics, and it shows that studies have found that younger couples, especially those married in their early into mid 20s, have a higher likelihood of divorce compared to those who marry later on in life. And that speaks to the perspective that regardless of your experience or regardless of how good your relationship might be, that might not be the case for everybody else. And then we also don't know how that it can affect somebody long term in their relationship long term.
Well,
so go ahead, Trev.
Well, the reason why
hold on, Sweeney. Hold on a second, Sweeney. All right, so Casey, you just read something off, but that's only part of it, right? So there's a couple places, the University of Utah, there's Pew Research, and there's a few places, and I
read from NIH.gov.
Gotcha. So there's what they call a Goldilocks zone, right? And the first part of it is absolutely correct. If you were to marry in your early 20s, then yes, you are likely to divorce higher than as if you didn't. But there's also data that shows if you are married after 35, then you also have a higher risk of getting divorced than if you would. So the Goldilocks zone is technically late 20s to early 30s, and that's it. So that's if you're talking about that. But if it goes way higher on either side of the spectrum, if you get married younger or older, so you'll get the same result. So either way, you're still within your late 20s, early 30s. So that's
Right.
that part of it. But one of the main things I wanted to say is that it's almost like when we were watching a lady sitting in a car earlier in the video, and she just had no clue. She was so desperate. She wanted to ask white women what was up. It's like but the men could pick apart what was wrong with her, right? We could see like, yeah, I can see what's up with her. Like we already know, like, yeah, she gonna lose. We see the same thing in the rhetoric a lot of times on these panels, and the results that you yield are pretty much matching the demeanor in most cases. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. People who were typically married speak one way and have likely spoken that way prior to marriage, and people who aren't have a different idea. But a lot of them sound the same, at least to us men on the panel. Or I won't even include the other guys if they don't want to be, but I'll say myself. To me, pretty much sound the same. Most of the women who are not married say the same things. They say, "Yo, you should wait. I'm worried about my career," or why do you think that's gonna like?
Yeah, and also, women don't want to get married when they're younger, and then by the time they want to get married, let's say at 35, 45, the men they want to get married to now want younger women, and then they complain that why do you guys leave us and then go for younger women? But it's like, they wanted you when you were younger and you didn't want to get married because you wanted to pursue your career. Now you're 45 because you got a house and a mortgage. You think you're ready, but it's like, okay, you gained the house, you gained the career, you gained the money, but those are not the things the man was looking for. Those are the things you're looking for in a man, but the man that you want, he didn't want you to have a career. He wanted you to be able to cook. You don't know how to cook. He wanted you to be feminine. You're not a feminine woman because you got all the money and you're a boss babe and you want that power couple shit. It's like they attain all the things that men don't want, and then they want men to accept those things. So it's a double-edged sword waiting to get married when you're older.
Tracksmen, we know what doesn't. It's simple. Men articulate what it is that they want and what they expect. Women want to get with these men, but
they don't listen,
are not able to compete or willing to compete or fulfill what this man is asking for. So how is it that you're going to get the result of marriage when you're not willing to do it and you want to play by your rules when it's actually competitive? That doesn't work.
They want men to just accept them the way they are, and it's never going to work. Especially men of means. Now, maybe for Boogie, if they want to come and negotiate with me and make me like them for their masculinity and for having a house, Boogie might do it. But if you want to do it, the real rich guys, okay. But if you're going to wait for Boogie to become really rich to accept you for who you are and accept you for your house, it's going to be tough.
I agree, Trev. I know this is very competitive out here. Trust me. I agree 100%. That's why I embrace the pain, because it's a lesson learned behind every situation that don't go right, as long as I'm taking accountability. So that's my advice to y'all ladies that's going out there and deciding, like, because when most women say I'm putting my job first, in reality, I think that's our way of protecting ourselves, just like men do with, choosing not to settle down, knowing damn well he want a wife. Because once that woman don't be that, you be trying to dog out. You feel me? But I do think that's a way that women try to protect themselves, is with their careers.
So
Sometimes.
let me
Not
ask
all
you
women.
then,
I
Dot.
don't
Could
think
I
that
ask you
was
then, Dot?
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
let me ask you this, Dot. That method, do you think it's useful, or do you think it's more to women's detriment?
It's not working.
I think it depends. It depends. I think if a woman is stable,
Really?
then I feel like if a woman is stable, it's detriment. If it's stable, it's detriment to her. But if she's not stable, I don't think that. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's.
I think it can be very beneficial to your relationship. I grew up in a 2-parent home, and my father taught me that a woman should go to college, pursue an education, and if you want a career, you can have a career, because we speak about generational wealth and we speak about how you can be an attribute to the man that you're dealing with. And a woman, a lot of times, that isn't focused or goal oriented on having an education or having a career, she can be a detriment to her husband. So I think it can be very beneficial to make those some priorities.
And I could kind of agree with that too, because I do feel like a lot of women who be mainly gold diggers and stuff, like, if you notice, them be the women that be thirsty not to work or bring any type of substance. But I don't agree that you should, what you were saying, Trev, just avoid it with work. If you want to get married, go out there, do the work, make the mistakes, talk to people who are in marriage, do something active, if that's what your end goal is. And I think, if the opportunity comes up and you see somebody get to know him, give him a chance if he seems,
I'll go as far as saying this. I'm gonna go as far as saying this. If you are not built to balance a marriage and school or working in the beginning, you ain't built for marriage, because you're going to run into a lot of trials and tribulations. Marriage isn't that easy, right? There's a lot of things that are going to have to deal with. There's a lot of decisions you're going to have to make. You're going to be constantly bombarded with challenges. Raising children, that's a different ball game. And a lot of people are doing that by themselves. I understand it, but it makes it easier with the parent, but it's still tough. There's a lot of decisions you got to make. There's going to be place where you want to be located, right? And when you start having to put children before you and living in neighborhoods because they have a good school system, making tough choices, whether we should buy this house or that house, can we afford this? Damn, the car broke down again. Like, there's a bunch of things that just happen. Life is going to happen to you. So
I don't have an issue with women working and having a career. They can pursue all the careers they want. They can pursue all the degrees they want, because that's the excuse women say. They're like, I don't want to get into a relationship if I don't have something of my own, or like I want to have my own purpose and things like that. That's fine. But you know what the issue is? Even when they pursue those careers, even when they make all this money, even when they buy a house, do you know what happens when they find a man? Can anybody guess? They still want the man to pay all the bills. So it's like, okay, what was the point of you working and pursuing all these careers and making all this money if you're still going to need Boogie to be the provider? Like, that doesn't make sense. I would understand if they said, hey, listen, the reason I'm pursuing my career is when I'm ready to get married, me and my husband, we're going to go 50-50. I'm going to use some of the money I've been making to pay 50% of the bills, and he's going to do the same. No, but even when they have a career, they still want a provider. So that never makes sense to me. So what was the point of you pursuing your career if you're not going to put together your money and the man's money for both of you to invest and build a family? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's why, for me, once a woman says I'm choosing a career over a man, or I'm pursuing a career because I don't want to get into a relationship with and I have nothing to my name, it doesn't make sense to me, because they all still want men to be providers. So it's like, what's the point? But anyway, man, shout out to Lapif. All right. Let me do the next video. All right, let me show. What's up, Mark? I haven't seen you in a while, man. What's up, Mark? Mark Cruz. He says, as a single bachelor, I rather pay for play. Mark is not playing with these women out here. You guys gotta see. And I'm not mad at Mark, because every man pays. Shout out to CGA. Mark, I'm not mad at you. Mark says, as a single bachelor, I'd rather pay for play with the women in Colombia every 90 days than to spend a dime on a single modern woman. I mean, I'm not mad at you, because either way, whether it's a relationship, whether it's marriage, whether it's dates, whether it's pay for play, you're going to pay. So you got to choose what price you're willing to pay. I'm not mad at you, man. I mean, hey, listen. And that's the thing, like these days, women attack men like passport bros and, men who go to different countries and things like that. They attack those guys talking about, oh, they do pay for play. But it's like, okay, you don't want him to go out of the country to a different country to find women from a different country, but then you want him to stay here, and then he has to take it on expensive debts. You feel me? So that never makes sense to me, right? I've never seen this guy. Kasim, is that how you say your name? Shout out to you, bro. Never seen you in the chat. I think you're new here, but shout out to you for supporting your boy. He says it doesn't make sense because most men are blue pill and they've had the experience of men providing for them their entire life. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. They pursue careers, but then they want men to, to pay for their bills. All right, let's go to the next video.
Mecca, how are you?
I'm amazing. Okay, let me ask you this first. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially all platforms? I guess I have to say yes since I'm going to be telling my business. But are you sure? No. Don't say I guess. Is it yes or no? Yes, fine. Okay, because we haven't seen you since last year when you went on your first date and we were helping you get ready.
Well, yeah, I've been in the chat, girl. I've been in the chat.
Okay, you've been in the chat. No.
And I just love you, girl. Whenever you come up on my timeline, I just be like, look, you're like, girl, Ashley just doing her big thing.
Hey, okay.
Yes. But we have a new story time that I feel like this will be perfect. You'll be the perfect person to chime in on this one. You ready for this? Yeah. Okay. So I'll try to keep this quick, but it's a lot that goes into this. Mr. Man, we're gonna call him Mr. Man. He was he reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm actually a brand photographer. So he reached out to me and he was like, hey, I want you to shoot some brand photos for me. I'm from California. And he was like, I'm looking to update my dating profiles and everything because I'm looking for a wife. Oh, I'm the perfect person for you. I got you. I'm gonna make it happen. So he comes to my city to do his photo shoot. We do the photo shoot and we hit it off. We're at the photo shoot.
Wait a minute. So he flies from another state to your state to do a photo shoot?
Yeah, but that's honestly for me, not to be funny. That's not unusual because a lot of my clients fly from other cities to do photo shoots.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Exceptional work. Okay.
Yes. So we do the photo shoot and we just hit it off. We're talking about God and we're really connecting on that level because that's really something that's important to me. We're talking about God. We're talking about just life in general. And he's just telling me a lot about what he's looking for in a wife and that he's really looking to find a wife. And I was like, oh, that's great. And so immediately, now immediately he's like, before the shoot's over, he's like, well, I would love to take you to dinner. I was like, of course. I was like, sure, I'll go to dinner with you. And he's like, when we get to dinner, I'm not gonna lie, it was nice. It was a Michelin star restaurant. It was the whole nine, the whole shebang. He was like, I really want to show you a good time. Like he was a man with money. I would just say that. Let's just say he great man with good money. And so we go to the photo shoot. We go to dinner. Dinner is going really well. Except what I'm noticing is that he's extremely forward. He's extremely forward, meaning like his priorities were, when he was looking for a woman, it was a woman of God who's beautiful and who just like has purpose and takes great care of himself. A lot of things that you say like is very true. And another thing that you say that's also true that he says is that it's like he likes women who are not so raunchy in dressing, and that's not me. Like I don't dress raunchy or anything else like that. He's like, I like a really clean, modest woman as well. Anyway, jump ahead to the story. We go to dinner. Dinner's going well, and then he goes, I want to do a second part of my photo shoot, and I want to do it in Bali. I said, where? And he's like, yeah, I want to go do it in Bali. And so I'm like, okay, I'm interested. My tingles are up. And so progressing through the story, I'm like, hey, I'm interested. I said, let me think about it, but I'm interested in going. And so I set some rules and regulations before I even do anything. I said,
right, and of course you gotta book your team. He has to book your team. It's not just you, Mecca.
So that was my number one rule. I said, you have to buy a flight for both me and my assistant. It needs to be minimum business class. I said, it needs to be minimum business class. It needs to be for both me and my assistant. It needs to be, and I need you to pay my proposal before we go, because as much as great, I love that you have a romantic interest in me, but it's business first. And so he offers, and he's like, he agrees to my terms. He's like, okay, let's do it. So he agrees to the terms. I'm like, however,
you was like, I hope he don't say yes. You trying to lay it on thick. And he's still, that's what I'm feeling from you. Like, damn.
Yeah. Okay. So now I can get into some reservations, because all my friends are like, girl, you're crazy for ever saying no.
Okay. So for those of you guys who don't know, this lady, Ashley, she teaches women how to get rich men, quote unquote sugar daddies. So this woman apparently found one, but she's putting all these stipulations of, you gotta fly me out, you gotta fly out my assistant and my team and BS like that. Here we go. Let's go.
So I get into a bit of my reservations. I'm like, hey, like he put a huge emphasis on the fact that he's a Christian man and he's looking for a Christian woman or a woman of God. And that was one of the main things that we connected on. However, during the entirety of the photo shoot, he was throwing out a ton of sexual innuendos. Like, I want these pictures to be some pictures that make a girl's pussy wet. Or
girl, no.
Girl.
It's a no.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's just the way he talks. I'm like, and then he goes like, yeah, when I date a girl, he told me, he's like, I want them to, like, they don't have to worry about anything. I'll take care of everything. But, I want them to call me daddy. Now, I'm not against calling a man daddy. Like, that's not a problem.
Right.
But first meeting, first date, first weekend, I don't know.
The language to say.
Guys, I got a question. Why do these women think that the way they date an average guy is the same way they're going to date a guy with money? Like, a guy with money is going to say whatever he wants because he get the money. He get what you want. So you said he took you to a 5-star restaurant and it was, it was a good restaurant. You know he has money. He's trying to fly you out. And then you're trying to control him like an average guy. They don't get it. What they want is they want to find a man who has money, lots of money, willing to spend it on them, and doesn't want nothing sexual. And he's just a sucker. He's just there to spend money on them. So they are trying to find sugar daddies who don't want any sugar. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why is she acting? Why are they surprised that a man who's spending all this money on them wants some sugar, wants to clap chicks? Like, what world are they living in? This doesn't make any sense.
No, Cat, that's just too explicit. It's explicit language.
Anything.
He's also testing you to see how far he can push his boundaries. And if you laughed it off and you didn't say anything about it and you went with it, which you did because you even entertained the conversation about Bali, he already knows. Hey, I could I could push up on her kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm sure, did he try to push up on you?
Okay, so we're going to get to that part.
Yeah, because I know that's coming.
So the next day, we did go to church together. We went to church together. We had a lunch date right after church. Everything was going well until he did try to kiss me. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And so I rejected the kiss, but he still was like, hey, I still want to pursue you. I said, okay, but I need to make this clear to you. Like, I am on an abstinence journey. Like, this is where I'm at right now. And are you okay with that? He said, yeah, I'm very much okay with that. Yeah, I'm very much okay with that.
That just made him want him. Oh, a challenge? Oh, okay. I'm going to really get her now. Yeah.
Right. Mind you, yes, somebody said a wolf in sheep's clothing because, mind you, he says he's okay with that. We go for, and I'm like,
oh my God, I can't, guys. So women want men to spend money on them, rich men, not just average guy, because she has been alluding to the fact that this guy has money. Now they're trying to make rich men wait for sex. You want to make a man spend money on you and wait for sex? I mean, if that's the thing, she's gonna have to date me. She's gonna have to come to Boogie and date me because I'm not gonna spend any money. So I'm willing to wait 90 days, 1,000 days. How long do you want me to wait? But you want a rich man to wait for sex while spend money?
Okay, that's fine. And I'm like, at this point, in my brain, I'm getting a little excited. I'm like, okay, you're willing to pay for both me and my friend. I'm abstinent. You say you're okay with that, all the things. Until he had made another sexual innuendo comment, and I addressed it at that point. I was like,
what did he say? What was this comment?
It was like something like, he was like, oh, I don't want to make you uncomfortable by telling you that I would want to dick you down, but I'm like,
wait.
That's your man?
Wait, Mecca. Wait.
Yeah.
After church services?
This is after church. We on the phone because mind you, he doesn't live in my city, so he lives in another city.
Girl, he has money.
So I'm like,
it's a strong no.
I know, but you know where I was teetering on it because I was like, okay, this could be fun. I'm very clear. Like me and my friend is my assistant, and she's like, she knows, like, girl, we're not playing that game. And so, but at the same time, my other gut feeling, the other part of me was like, I don't know. And this is what kind of secured it was I addressed it to him. I said, hey, this makes me uncomfortable when you say X, Y, and Z. Like, it doesn't sit well with me. And I couldn't read through the commentary, but he was like, yeah, but I want you to understand, like, this is how I flirt, knowing that we're not having sex. This is also how I flirt. And this is how I like express my like interest in you. And that I am like,
he does this with everyone. He barely knows you. And he's being that forthcoming, that explicit, saying whatever's on his mind. He does that with every girl.
He's spending money. Y'all don't want average men who are nice guys who don't say those things because they don't spend money. But now you want the rich guys who spend money to act like they don't want sex. They want sex. The only issue is they're willing to spend money for it. Like, what world are these women living in? And like I told you guys, Ashley teaches these women that they're going to find some rich guy who's just going to spend money on them and not want sex in return. That's what she teaches them. Now, the only thing I may agree with her is that she teaches them to be feminine and dress nicely, and be in shape. Other than that, she teaches them that for some reason, they're going to find some rich guy who's going to spend money on them, take them on trips, but he doesn't want sex. I don't know in which world for that to happen, they're going to have to find a man who's 95 years old and he's a rich guy.
Has no boundaries. And he uses being a godly man as a shield.
Yeah.
So you can let your wall down. That's why he uses the church.
Yeah. And I think that's where I wasn't reading it because I was trying to decipher it for myself because I'm like, this is my, like, it's new for me dating as a godly woman and now trying to like date like a godly way. And so I'm like, now I'm trying to decipher it. And I'm like,
let me ask you, if your friends was telling you about this man and y'all.
Guys, we got a born again virgin. Oh, okay. I see. This has been happening a lot these days.
In church service, would you consider this man, with all that you know and all that he said, would you consider him a godly man? Emotions aside.
No. But it sounded good. And so this is what sealed the deal though. Cause I'm like, okay. I told him I was uncomfortable with it. And he was like, this is how I flirt. And then it turned into another hour-long conversation, another 30-minute long conversation. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm just not like, this is not, I was like, yeah, but that's not how it sits well with me. And I just want to make sure I'm holding you accountable as a godly man. And he was like, basically the way he positioned it, it sounded a little bit manipulative, because the way he positioned it was like, we got into a conversation where he was like, I am a man who can, because mind you, he's also older, because he's like, I'm a man who can teach you something. He's like, he kept putting an emphasis on how much value he brought to my life. Like, he was like, when you
he brought
come
money.
in, and this is another thing how forward he was being, was when you come into, he's like telling me about how great moving to his city was, and that how great his house was, and how I would never have to work for anything, and how he can give me an au pair, which is the nanny thing. And he was like, all these things, like, yes, somebody said it, like he was like positioning himself like he's the prize in the situation.
He is.
Don't be wrong, like he brings a lot of value, but at the same time, I know I do too. And it was like, you're trying to position it where you're like,
but the value you're bringing him, you don't want to the value he's looking for is to clap chicks, and you don't want to give it up. Like, they are looking for a godly man who has money, willing to spend it, but doesn't want sex. Like, in which corner of the world are they going to find that? Unless they find a pastor, but these pastors be clapping chicks back there in the church. They clap all the chicks of the choir members. They want a godly man who doesn't want sex, who's rich, and is going to take them on trips, because this guy was planning to take on a trip to Bali, and she was excited. But the issue here is she doesn't like the fact that she thought she had found a sucker, but he's really straightforward. He wants to clap chicks, but then she's torn between two worlds. She's like, should I just give in because he has money, or should I just, pretend like I'm a born again virgin and make him wait? But you can't make a rich guy wait unless he's dumb. But even for how long?
Like, you're bringing more value to my life than it is I'm bringing to yours. And so he was like, yeah, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but what it sounds like to me, I want to just teach you something as a little sis. I said, excuse me? I want to teach you something as a little sis. He says, don't get offended by this, but I just want you to know that I feel like women in general need to be manipulated a little bit. I said, what? I said, who? I said, yeah. He said, women in general need to be manipulated a little bit. He said, when you meet a man like me, who is going to be loyal, who has a lot of options, who has a lot of integrity, and makes a lot of money, you need to, there's a way you should act and approach. I'm just like, I don't know. That don't sound.
She's just mad that she finally thought she found a sucker, but unfortunately the sucker wants to clap chicks, and she doesn't want to give up the chicks. You feel me? That is the truth. All right, let's go to the next video. Okay, let's go to Lapeef. What's up, King Antonio? Never seen you in here. You must be new. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you for being in the chat. King Antonio. And yeah, I think that's the newest person in here. All right, hold on. I was trying to do Lapeef, but just give me 1 second. That's not the video I was looking for. Give me 1 second so I can cook up the video. Give me 1 second. No. All right. Let me get this video up here, and then we can get to it. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do Lapeef. No, I'm actually change my mind. Okay, let's go. Oh, you guys can see it. Let me put it on the screen. All right. All right, you guys can should be able to see it now.
Divorce update. So my husband says that he doesn't want a divorce. He said he feels like ever since our daughter was born that he didn't realize it, but he was, sad about not being number one anymore. And he has come to realize that that is just completely unreasonable on his part. He was willing to make any changes, starting to go into work earlier so he can leave early. I told him I'm not guaranteeing anything. Like, I'm still in my mind, like, kind of set forward on going, because I don't think he fully understands. And I told him that I don't think he fully understands. Like, I need you to be a different person. And I was very upfront with him about it. Like, he's like, do you think you could love me again? And I'm like, it's not that I don't love you. It's that I don't trust you. I don't feel like I can rely on you. I don't feel like we have anything else just besides our shared love of our daughter. And I was like, I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to get that back. Like, I literally need you to be a different person tomorrow. And I'm just telling you, like, I'm not in the nicest way. I don't think I really have much to change. So it's been really interesting seeing the comments about how I said that my daughter's number one, not my husband, and that he came to realize that. And that is why he has not been in our marriage. And all the men are commenting, yeah, it's your fault. He should be number one. And all the women are commenting, don't get rid of him. Are women and men really on two completely different pages when it comes to your child and your husband or your spouse, and which one is number one and number two?
Okay. Men and women divide over who comes first. Who do you think comes first when you become married and have kids? Not everybody wants.
Man.
Your spouse.
Let's hear from the ladies first. Let's hear from the ladies first, and then we'll hear from the men.
Your husband. Your husband.
Yeah, my husband.
Your husband comes first because you need to check in with him, and the rest follows.
I agree.
So your husband comes first on top of your kids. I know that you are a mother, but how are kids supposed to be happy in a household where your husband doesn't come first?
Okay. Any lady disagree? So a building is burning. You saving your husband over your kids?
No.
That's a good
I
question.
think it can
No.
be both.
Me?
I feel like it can be both. So I feel like before you have children,
Yeah.
your spouse should come first. And then once you have children, especially when they're little and they literally rely on you for everything, food, water, care. If you do not take care of them, they will cease to exist. You may have to place them above your spouse because your spouse can feed themselves. These babies
Wow.
cannot. Like, if you don't take care of them, they will cease to exist. So I feel like when you first get married, before your children, you and your spouse should kind of hammer that out, have that conversation, how you're going to raise the kid, what religion, and so on and so forth, to make the communication better. So when the child arrives, there's no shock that the child has to be fed, that the child has to be clothed.
But let me guess, the women are going to say the man should always put them first. You guys have heard this all the time, right? The women say the man should put me first. Oh my God, he works too much. He doesn't put me first. Because women claim they're going to put the kids first. And then the man is going to say, I'm going to put my purpose first because that's what feeds my family. And then women are going to complain, oh, he works too much. Oh, we never go for vacations. He never takes me out. He's always working. You see what I mean? Watch. They're going to say the man should put them first. Watch.
I feel like, why does it have to be, why does it have to be my husband or my children? Or the husband or the children? I feel like, now, as it pertains to me and my husband, he comes before myself, not in the sense of, making sure I'm good in my own self, my self-worth, etc. But when it comes down to it, yes, my husband comes first. But why does it have to be husband or children?
Because it's not equal. Who are you pouring into more? Who are you serving more?
They care more
Who are
about
you
the
caring
kids.
more?
Actually,
Who
they
are
care
you
more about
catering to
themselves.
more? Because it's not going to be equal.
It's never equal.
But doesn't the word say that wives should put their husbands first?
Yeah.
Christ is above all. But then it comes husband. So
Yeah, but a lot of people don't follow that regimen.
Christ, man, woman, child.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the correct
It's
word.
Christ, husband, and child.
Okay.
So
Fellas?
I believe that.
Yeah, that's the correct order. But when we break it down into day-to-day activities, day-to-day in your household, it's not really broken down like that. You know, you guys are, you know, you're taking care of your children every single day. You're making sure your husband is good, and then you're taking care of yourself. Like it kind of just, I feel like it all just flows. I mean, I'm not married, so, but in how I would think about it, I feel like it all just flows. I don't feel like it comes down to, okay, in my day-to-day, I'm cooking dinner. Okay, who am I going to serve first? Like, I don't think is that. I mean, my husband is always going to come first, but still, I don't know. I don't feel like it's broken down like that. And
She's conflicted.
Everyday task, every day-to-day thing. You kind of get.
She's conflicted. Women don't want to put men first. She doesn't want to say it, but she's conflicted. That's why she's not sure, because it's a straightforward question. Is it your husband or your kids first? Right? It's straightforward, but I'm guaranteeing you that if you came to ask the man who should be first, they're going to say he should put the woman first. He should put his wife first before the kids. Double standards.
I probably was raised different than everybody out here for the most part. I'm from Mississippi. I saw my grandma and granddaddy. Granddaddy come before everybody. He get his plate first. Everybody gonna stand in line. Y'all sit your ass right there. Granddaddy eat first. He come first before anything everybody else talking about. That's just the way it's always been. And that's what I seen work best as the man of the whole house and the family.
So what do you say to if I'm serving, if everybody plates are already at the table?
Well, granddaddy get his first.
As far as like even just as simple as, because I know that was a big thing on the internet, a big controversy and discussion, you know, who gets served first, the husband or the children?
It's your husband. If your husband is sitting at the head of the table,
yeah,
you should get served first.
Yeah.
And
No,
that's even true. And that's even true for Thanksgiving. I had it myself.
Yes.
Thanksgiving dinner we hosted. Let's put that as an example. My husband is sitting at the head of the table. He gets his plate first, as opposed to my father, because I am under his leadership.
Definitely.
And
That's a grown woman right there.
your husband set the tone of the leadership. So yes, if we're giving an example, Thanksgiving dinner, I'm hosting. My husband gets to sit right next to the head of the table, as opposed to my father, because I'm no longer under my father's covenant. I'm under his. So he gets his plate before my father gets his plate, and before everybody else does.
Where are you from?
This is a smart woman, but this is rare. She's talking about serving. Women are complaining about serving, not who they're going to serve first. They complain about serving. They don't. Do you know what they say? He has his own two hands. He has 2 arms. He can serve himself. That's if they even cooked. For Thanksgiving, like they don't cook no more, right? So they don't cook no more. They don't want to serve a man because he has 2 arms and they're equal. They say he's not the boss of them, even if he pays all the bills. So to find out now, obviously, this is the internet. I don't know her real life story. She could be lying just to look good, but let's assume it's true. Do you know how rare to find a woman like this? Do you know what you have to do as a man? Like literally, you probably have to fast for like 600 days just to meet a woman like her. Because unless a woman was raised with those principles and she saw those principles and she saw the mom treating the father the same way, she's never going to be like this woman.
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm Latin. I'm from Dominican Republic.
Yes,
So I'm Dominican, and my husband is from here.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, y'all, see, my thoughts on the whole thing is that a lot of parents are having kids out of wedlock. So when we have a lot of kids out of wedlock, we tend to put the children first because there's not a lot of fathers who are in the kid's life. So it's mainly single mothers raising kids by themselves. So their children are always the number one priority.
Facts.
And if they happen to meet a man who they want to marry or want to have in their lives as a husband, things have happened ass backwards already, because now she's always going to cater to the children because the children was always there first. Right. If we did what God says and got married first, marry before you carry, I feel like we would be a little bit more willing to put the husband first when it comes to a lot of things, because things happen in structure and things happen in order. But when you have a child first, and you breastfeed the child, you're around the child 24 hours a day, everything you do, everything you say, everything you work hard for is for that child. I don't give a damn if the man is God himself. You're going to do for your child first before you do for any man, no matter in what capacity he comes into your life.
Because that's
so
all
that's
you know.
just the ass backwards situation, is that a lot of women who tend to put the kids first more than likely had their child out of wedlock, or they just didn't give a damn about the man that they had. So that's kind of the way I look at it. So
they didn't see it in the house
I
growing up.
appreciate that perspective. Actually, that's actually the side that's not really talked about. So I appreciate that. I actually agree with that. So.
Yeah, that's real.
What about if a woman gets remarried, or if a guy turns out to be like a stepfather or something like that? How does that
play out? I'm gonna tell you something real quick, bro. I was in two relationships
forever.
No, I was in two relationships where I played like the semi stepfather. I wasn't married.
Why you semi stepdaddy? Ain't you a full-time stepdaddy? You can't be semi.
No, semi stepfather means I wasn't married to the woman. I was actually in a relationship with her and she had kids. So yeah, it's semi, yeah.
Oh no, that's full-time stepdaddy. Ain't no semi.
Hey, you was a stepdaddy.
You was a stepdaddy. Right.
Okay, well, let them tell it, but you know what I'm saying? I know what I know. I know what it was, but let them tell it. They might agree with y'all, but not me. Nah, it's just like for me, like I was in a situation where I was engaged in 2013 to a woman with boys, and I brought her out to Georgia, and you know I was doing everything that a husband was supposed to do or a fiance was supposed to do, and I was trying to instill a lot of those values into the kids and also to her. Is that I wasn't demanding her to fix my plate first, but because she was such a very spiritual woman, and her mother and father raised her in the church and raised her, you know what I'm saying, to do as the Bible says. And my mom, you know what I'm saying, God rest her soul, you know what I'm saying, I didn't go to church every Sunday. I wasn't in church like that, but it was almost like a common sense thing to me to do what God wanted me to do, even though I didn't worship him in church like a lot of other people did. So it got really hard because, you know, I was trying to teach her that, you know what I'm saying, yes, I work, you buy the food. I mean, I buy the food, you cook it. You know what I'm saying? I should be the one that gets fed first. I set the table.
So there was a discussion that you had with her?
It was a discussion I had, yes. So it was like for me,
talk about it.
I look
you
at the
trying to
situation
train
like,
her? Are you trying to train her?
I know.
Well, I mean, I say mold her a little bit because it was like for me, I was doing a little bit more than probably I was supposed to as a man, besides my regular situation. I was setting the table, you know what I'm saying? I made sure that everything at the table was correct. I made sure the kids wash their hands before they come to the table. Because they'll come to the table.
Yeah.
Her kids, yeah. I have no children. Yeah, I have no children. I bear not one child in my life that I know of.
Oh my God. He was a stepdaddy and he was acting like the housewife. Damn, she was getting a 2-for-1. She was getting a stepfather and she was getting a housewife. Because he was the one serving the table and getting everything ready for dinner. And he was buying the food as well for kids that don't belong to him. Damn.
What I know of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Might be a 6'8" Division I player somewhere around here playing ball. I don't know about, you know what I'm saying? However, is that it was me, you know, helping the kids out, getting their hands washed. And so I'm already in the kitchen, but she proceeds to make sure the kids got fed first before me. Wow. I kind of looked at it as semi-disrespect, but I didn't want to try to cause any commotion around the children because the last thing I want to do is argue around the kids over something that me and her should know.
But they're not.
So, you know, we didn't know that wasn't the reason why we broke up, but that was one of many reasons why I felt me and her were not meant to be.
So how did it end? What happened?
Go
on, man.
You know what I'm saying? I got to remember where I'm at. I'm on an Anton Daniels platform stuff. I got to let it all out.
You ain't got to answer. You ain't got to answer.
No answer. What happened?
No, I mean, just like I said, basically, it just got to a situation where I felt that she wasn't using me for money because I wasn't balling out of control like that. It was a situation where a lot of times certain men, this discussion doesn't get talked about a lot, that a person, not even a man, a woman or a man could be used for their kindness.
Yeah.
They could be used for their resources. They could be used for their time. Because, where I liked in having a bunch of money, I excelled in, teaching these kids about pop culture. I was having them watching the old school movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing a shirt right now, Superfly. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old head. So
how many kids was it?
It was three boys.
Three boys.
And so, you know what I mean? I'm teaching them about the old school when it comes to movies. I'm teaching them the old school when it comes to just about old school manners. And so, it was a lot of things I was trying to implement into them. And I was trying to, play the part, play the role while I had an engagement ring on my hand. But she,
You know what's funny? With all the things he was doing for the kids that didn't belong to him, I can guarantee you the baby daddy to that woman wasn't doing half the shit this guy was doing. And she still couldn't even make him a meal and serve him a meal. I'm going to say one more time. With all the things this guy was doing for kids that don't belong to him, because stepfathers usually do more than the real daddies do, more than the real baby daddies do. With all the things he was doing for kids that don't belong to him, I can guarantee you the baby daddy wasn't doing half the shit. And probably the woman, the single mom, respected the baby daddy more than she respected this guy because he was the kind guy, the Captain Save, the nice guy who wanted to be a nice stepfather, the man who stepped. That's what women call it, the man who stepped up. It's a real man steps up and takes care of kids that don't belong to him. I hope this is a lesson to all men, man. Like, before you be a stepfather, just think.
Took advantage of that because I cared more than any of the kids' fathers that that was in that she had the children by.
Wait, how many fathers? How did she take
You have an
advantage? I'm a little
engagement ring
confused.
on your finger? What
Nah,
you
I
mean?
ain't gonna disclose that. I'm gonna disclose
I'm
all
a
that.
little confused. 6 foot. I'm a little confused.
You was
So you
cheating?
engaged her, and then you decided that she was taking advantage. Like, why did it end? Like,
No, I mean, because I kind of got to a point where I felt that was pretty much, it was too much for me to bear, because I realized it wasn't really about me, or it wasn't really about all of us. It was more about what I can pour into these boys, because what I'm saying, at the end of the day, again, where I
boys, it's more than one.
Yeah, it was three boys. Yes. Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Egg all over my face, slid down my nose, onto my shirt, all that shit.
You strong.
You know what I
The
mean?
same baby daddy. They had the same baby daddy.
I ain't gonna answer that question.
Yeah.
That means
That's
a
a
yes.
That's a no.
No, that means she had more than one baby daddy.
You know what I'm saying? But however, is that, like I said, I just felt that I was doing a lot of things for her and with her that I didn't do in previous relationships that I got condemned for, and that I didn't take responsibility for. So I say, you know what? I learned from the other situations I was in. Let me do a mental assessment of what needed to be done, and I applied it all to her, and she probably picked up on that. And so I felt like I was damn near a single father to these kids. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they were my three boys and it was just me. And so, like I said, that's kind of it got too much to bear.
That's funny. He was dating a single mom, taking care of her kids to the extent that he felt like he was a single dad to kids that don't. Bro, maybe I shouldn't be laughing. Yo, that's crazy. Do you know what it means to take care of someone else's kids and you feel like the kids belong to you to the extent that that person isn't helping? That means she wasn't doing that much. That means the moment he came into her life and, pretended to be the guy who's going to be the man who stepped up, she just be like, you know what? I got a sucker to be stepfather. Let me just let him do the job. That means the baby daddies were not doing anything The fact that he felt like he was a single dad to kids that don't belong to him, that means the mother wasn't doing much. Because I can guarantee you, because he said they were engaged, that means he was paying all the bills, at least half the bills. But he doesn't have his own kids. He was taking care of another man's kids. Oh my God. Yo, maybe I shouldn't be laughing, but that was funny. Feeling like a single father to kids that don't belong to you is crazy work.
After a certain period of time, and me coming from being single, having no children, walking around the house butt naked when I want to, you know what I'm saying? I gave all that up.
That's important.
How long were y'all together? How long did you?
We were together, I would say, all together, I would say about 2 years.
Wow.
So it took you 2 years to realize?
Hey, I mean,
He was in love,
I ain't the one that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the kind of person to go into a situation and just give up on somebody quickly, especially if you met their parents, you put a ring on their finger. You know what I'm saying? I flew to because I'm from California originally, and so is she. So I fly to California, meet the parents, do all that, you know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. So you just don't tell somebody, get the F out of my house, or I'm ending this so quick when you've invested so much into a situation.
Wow.
So that's the reason why.
Oh, they moved in with you? Wait, they moved in with you?
Yeah.
Technically, it was a place I chose. So like I said, I moved her from Cali, from where I'm in Georgia now, but she lived in Cali. So I found the crib. We both put the crib in both our names, and then she moved out here with the boys, and then everything went the way it went. And then when we broke up, she moved back to California with the boys.
Damn.
Oh, that's
Would you be a stepdaddy again?
A semi stepdaddy.
That's a yes.
That's a yes. Oh my God. He's willing to be a stepfather
You was a
again.
full-time stepdaddy. You and the girl moved in together you were together for 2 years.
You put a ring on her finger. You was
You
on
put
her
a ring
finger.
on
Oh my God.
Hold up, check it. Context matters. I was engaged to that woman. Okay, so you know the ring.
Yeah, you put a ring. Was it
finger,
ring on her finger?
It's a little bit different when you put a ring on someone's finger. Now I was in another relationship, but now I was in another relationship with another woman that also had children. I didn't get engaged to her, and we didn't stay together that long. So that's the question, my brother. Will I do that semi-stepfather thing again? Yes. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a lie.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Would.
He just do it all the way. Next
Yeah.
time,
You like that role.
This guy wants to be as if one time wasn't actually 2 times, because he said he was a stepfather 2 times, and he's willing to do it the 3rd time and probably more, because I can guarantee you that times he's not talking about. But which I kind of understand, man. Some guys prefer being with single moms because single moms are nicer to men because they want them to be a good stepfather to the kids. So she has every reason to be nice to the guy who's going to be around her kids. So what happens is when the single moms are nicer to the guys get sucked in. That's how the single moms trap guys, because they know women without kids don't cook. Women without kids are not nice to guys. Women without kids ghost men. Women without kids like to use men for free food, dinner dates, and spend money on me. So what single moms do, they try to be nicer than the regular women without kids. And because most women are not nice to guys, once a man finds a single mom who's nice to him, he's like, oh my God, this is new. I've never seen this. She's going to act feminine. She's going to act soft. And then the guy is going to think, you know, I found the one because this is the first woman who has been nice to me. So that's the trick single moms get used to catch guys. That's why there are very few single moms who are single. Yeah, we talk on social media, oh, men don't date single moms. Men actually do date single moms because single moms know the power they have by just being nice, because they know majority of women who have no kids are not nice to men. So what they do, they're nicer to men, so the men get sucked in. That's why actually I believe compared to women who don't have kids, single moms have more dating options. All they have to do, this is free game for single moms. All you have to do is be nice to a man. Be feminine, cook him a meal every now and once again. He's going to take care of your kids. Because the average woman without kids doesn't do that for a man. Because why should she? You know what I mean? So that's why single moms have plenty of men who are willing to be stepdads, because they just be nice. But anyway, shout out to Anton Daniels. What do you guys think about that? So that's my time for today. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat, who was supporting your boy. I hope you guys like the video as you head out. but I gotta head out as well. This was nice and short, but I'll be back probably next Monday. Yeah. So until then, thank you all for your support. Till next time, peace.